Now we continue our series of orchestral favourites, this week featuring the skills of Harold Rich as arranger, conductor and pianist. The programme presented by Marion Foster, and the show begins with Harold and the Orchestra and Spanish Harlequin.
Hello, and Spanish Harlequin welcomes you to the second in our series of orchestral favourites, where this week we feature arrangements by conductor Harold Rich. Harold and I worked together for many years when he was musical director of Pebble Mill at One. Whether he was accompanying pop singers or operatic prima donnas, we were always amazed at how versatile and totally unflappable he was. Possibly the two most important qualities required for survival on that crazy lunchtime show. And actually, Spanish Harlequin has a Pebble Mill connection, for it was written by a now retired Pebble Mill music producer, Peter Haysom. Our next piece, though, is a real touch of Austrian romance, from the pen of that master of 20th century operetta, Franz Lehár. Girls were made to love and kiss. Franz Lehar's girls were made to love and kiss. By contrast, in that same decade, the 1920s, a very different jazz style was sweeping to popularity in the brave new world across the Atlantic. George Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue and Piano Concerto were moving music into another era altogether. But with the sophisticated lyrics of his brother Ira, George Gershwin's genius as a songsmith was outstanding. In 1930, Strike Up the Band was another Broadway hit for the brothers. And one of the songs which lives on today is I've Got a Crush on You. In this new arrangement by Harold Rich, it features the warm tones of the viola, played by Helen Roberts. music there from Gershwin and that prolific composer of light music back here in Britain, Ernest Tomlinson, with his Little Serenade. The orchestra takes a rest now, and Pianorama take the stage. This interesting lineup of two pianos, guitar, bass and drums was originated by the great Norrie Paramor, who shared the piano parts with Harold in the 1970s. Since Norrie's untimely death, Pianorama has lived on with Colin Campbell, the conductor of next week's programme, as Harold's partner. Here they are now in their tribute to a musical genius who was born in Siberia but ended up the toast of Tin Pan Alley, Irving Berlin. A foot-tapping medley of Stepping Out with My Baby, Doing What Comes Naturally, and first, It's a Lovely Day Today. A medley of Irving Berlin hits by Pianorama. Another of our successful British writers in the light music world was William Hill Bowen, who was George Mellecrino's pianist and arranger. On this occasion, Harold has arranged a nostalgic melody by Hill Bowen to feature the solo playing of members of the orchestra. Chansonnette. leader James Davis playing the violin solo there in William Hill Bowen's Chansonette. Our next orchestral favourite features another member of the orchestra. It's one of Harold's favourite pieces, which he thought was so beautiful it would make an excellent piece for the singing strings of Jill Herman's harp. Hear for yourselves in Louis Bonnefoy's Carnival. Jill Herman's solo harp and Louis Bonnefoy's Carnival. Jill and Harold were contemporaries at the Royal College of Music in their student days, though they never admit when that was. We end our orchestral favourites this week with music by Gilbert Winter, who started his professional career as a bassoonist in the London Philharmonic Orchestra. Eventually, he became a very highly regarded light music conductor in his own right, conducting the BBC's Midland Light Orchestra for many years, while a young Harold Rich was the orchestral pianist. Well, now Harold wields the baton in his arrangement of a Winter classic. So with my thanks to the orchestra, leader James Davis and producer David Bellinger, we invite you to join us at our Portuguese party.